Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. Yeah, it's cold again. It's cold again. But I know it's cold for most of the U.S. But baby, shocked and appalled to wake up this morning. And it's 19 degrees. When Alexa said 19 degrees, I was like, girl, what? Anyways, y'all. Baby, let's get on with the message. Let's get on with the message. I'm here with a dream, okay? In this dream, I'm on an adventure with my estranged husband, okay? So in this dream, I had it in my mind that we were going to celebrate my birthday, but it wasn't my birthday yet, okay? So, the final destination was the park, okay? We was gonna go to the park and have like a little picnic, okay? But or like a little hangout. We was just gonna, chill at the park. But baby, we, for whatever reason, decided to stop. It was like a gas station. I'm parked in a car, and interesting enough, in this dream I was in this car. My mom gave me this car years ago. Don't have it no more. That car ended up, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault as to why it's not here no more. But I don't have that car anymore. It was totaled out years ago. I think my son was like 2. But anyways, that's the car I was in. And he had his own car. So I'm in a car and he's in a car. And we parked at this gas station. And we are smoking something that God saved me from, okay? And while we are doing this, I am doing my makeup. Now, the weirdest thing about this part, y'all, is I'm painting my entire face red. And there was some kind of character, like some kind of cartoon character that I was like, I was saying that's my theme. Like this cartoon character was my theme. So I'm painting red makeup on. And he was just like, oh, okay. And like... even though I can say I do know that what is it called, the colors that you use to blot out dark spots, I think for my skin tone it would be red, because I do have a red undertone. But because later on in the dream you couldn't even tell that I did that. But regardless, it looked crazy, okay, when I was putting it on there. Anywho, well, I guess I'm more of an orange shirt. Anyways, so that's happening. That's being done. Anyways, I'm painting, and as I'm painting, he was like, it just looks so weird. And then I took some of it and gave it to, I was like, here, and put in his mouth here. It was cake like icing. And he was like, okay. And I was like, yes, cake icing too. I could use it as makeup, but I could also, take it off and eat it or whatever. It was weird. Anyways, we sitting out here parked and hanging out, and it's like, I think I went to the gas station to get some gas, and then we pulled over into a parking area and parked, and the gas attendant comes out with and he tells us that we can't sit there because it's for customers only. And I'm telling him I just got gas. And he's like, well, come on, you got to leave. You can't sit here. You can't sit here. Police comes, tells us we got to go. So we go. As we're leaving, for some reason, a family member came and was like, you need to go home. Why are you sitting up here? What are you doing? And I was like, celebrating my birthday. And they was like, it's not even your birthday yet. And for whatever reason, I had the knowing in this dream that the date is February 30th. Okay? Which I was like, huh? The day does not exist. Okay? The day does not exist. February 30th does not exist. Even on a leap year, February 30th don't exist. But anywho, after we pull out of this gas station, I'm swerving all the way, like I'm going over to the left. Like, y'all, when I drive kind of I want to say you got to drive a little gangster in Houston, because if you don't, they gonna bully you on these streets. So anyway, I pull out the gas station, get all the way over into the turning lane. I'm in the turning lane, getting ready to turn. I look behind me. He nowhere to be found. I was like, he's still all the way in the right hand lane, going straight. I'm all like, he got lost in the sauce, and I just keep going. Anyways, I keep going. Okay, I decide I'm going solo. I can't call him. Okay, so I just keep going. I just like let it ride. It is what it is. And somehow I get to this area where there are train tracks, which I'm gonna assume possibly Main Street, like the medical center areas where the train tracks are. In Houston, but there are train tracks there, and there are also people that are on like this is the weird part. There were people on these little, like, they weren't scooters, they weren't bicycles, they were like a mixture in between. It's like it was very reminiscent of like bumper cars, okay? And it was a lot of people on these bumper cars on this street, and they just were going. They did not abide by the lights, which was weird because even bicycles have to like stop at the red light in Houston. So it was really weird that their light would be red, my light was green, and they just kept going. And I was trying not to hit them, and I was like, why are they driving like this? Like, what is wrong with them? They don't care about their life, okay? And he finds me somehow, some way. Like, I don't know where he came from. I don't know how he figured out where I was at. But, baby, he was behind me again. And I was like, okay. So, I see that there's, like, a gym positioned over there somewhere, which I don't think there is one. It might be. I don't know. I really don't hang out over there like that. But, anyways, I see that there's a gym. And I decide to pull over, park, and go into the gym. As I'm walking into the gym, there's someone that is standing outside that says something offensive to him. I'm not going to say what it is, but they say something offensive to him. And, like, I'm like, oh. But at the same time, they wasn't even looking at him. So it's kind of like they said it, and it was offensive towards him, but it wasn't exactly directed towards him because they weren't even looking in his direction. Like, they were not paying any attention to him. But he does take offense to it. And he basically tells them, oh, I'm jealous, or something like that. And we go into this gym and we start working out together. And that's the dream. Okay. The scripture comes from Proverbs 24 and 23. These are the sayings of the wise. To show partially is judging, and judging is not good. Whoever says to the guilty, you are innocent, will be cursed by peoples and denounced by nations. But it will go well with those who convict the guilty, and rich blessing will come on them. An honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Put your outdoor work in order and get your fields ready. After that, build your house. Do not testify against your neighbor without cause. Would you use your lips to mislead? Do not say, I'll do to them as they have done to me. I'll pay them back for what they did. I went past the field of a sluggard, past the vineyard of someone who has no sense. Thorns had come up everywhere. The ground was covered in weeds, and the stone wall was in ruins. I applied my heart to what I observed and learned a lesson from what I saw. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. Baby. Okay, so here's the message. First of all, for whoever this is, smell like something burning. Smell like some burnt popcorn. But anyways, for whoever this is for, first things first, okay? Like, I asked somebody who will celebrate my birthday overflow. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, first of all, it's not to an extent like, it's not an excuse for you to do things that you're not supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like I said, as I was going over this dream, this is something I was saved from. So God is not wanting you to go back to things that he has saved and delivered you from. Why would you do that? Like, just because you celebrating, like, no, we're not doing that, okay? Second of all, there's no need to go back to people that God has delivered you from. And just because you are celebrating, like, no, we're not doing that, okay? And I feel like the family member is representing someone that is coming in, like, in God's position. Like, come on, go. You can go. Like, you don't have to go out to celebrate your birthday. You don't have to be, like, I just feel like it's unnecessary. And as somebody who used to, all month long, I'm at a different club, at a different party. We got to be in the VIP. We got to get a bottle of Henny. We got to get a bottle of Crowd. We got to be doing this. We got to be on stage. We got to have balloons and presents and cakes and all kind of stuff. So now I legit can sit in the house all month long. Like, and still be full celebrated, but in the house. I just feel like God is saying, like, you don't need all of that, okay? Why pull yourself backwards to where you just came from just for a short period of time? And, you know, even just like in the dream, it's not even your birthday. Like, it wasn't the exact date of my birthday. Like, in my mind, it was March 30th. But technically, February 30th, even though the day don't even exist. And I just feel like, even with that being said, God is saying, like, you know, tread lightly when it comes to doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't celebrate your birthday. You're not, you don't have a right to celebrate your birthday, but come on now. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to go to such an extent that you just acting a complete fool because it's your birthday, okay? And even what we were doing, you know what I'm saying, to the fact that the attendant called the police on us, like, I just feel like this is somebody that God is saying that you could potentially get yourself in some trouble just by wanting to celebrate so bad and wanting, like, and in your mind, when you celebrate, you're not thinking about celebrating in the, like a normal person celebrates. Like, it's like, I just feel like it's somebody that you got plans to just act a complete fool when you celebrate. Like, you act up. That's your plan. Your plan is to act up. God said, don't you do it. Don't you dare. Don't you do it. Don't you dare. God said no. 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 Okay. Moving on, as far as me and this person who is my strange husband, okay? The fact that we are in two separate cars, okay? But we were together. It shows me that for whoever this is for, if this is somebody that, you know, you're married to them, but y'all are separated. Y'all are still in a separated state to such an extent that it doesn't even make sense that y'all together. Like, I was wondering, why are we together but not together? Like, that's what it is. We was literally in two separate cars trying to pass. Here you go. Here you go. Through the window. Like, why? God has said, if you don't just let it go, okay, let it go and keep going. Let it go and keep going. Even the fact that in the traffic, like, the way I, like, not even to just say it's because of the way I drive, but I just feel like the way that you are thinking, the way I drive is, like, to whoever this is, the way that you think and the way that they think is completely different. And it's to such an extent, that's why y'all are separated. Y'all being in the same car, y'all probably would drive each other to madness, and that is why y'all are separated. Like, y'all probably are counterfeits to each other. Y'all weren't meant to be together anyways, so y'all coming together again is absolute nonsense. Let them go. And like I said, I'm then zoomed over all the way to the turning lane, and I'm in the front of the turning lane waiting on the light. He all the way on the other side, still stuck in the first lane over there. And it is what it is. Like, you know, everybody, you know, just like everybody don't drive the same, everybody does not think the same. And I just feel like this is someone, you don't think the way that they think. And you, whoever you are, once y'all were separated, you weren't really too concerned about it to an extent to where, you know, it is expected, you know, in that kind of situation when someone is supposed to be following you, like you, the leader of the pack, and somebody's following in behind you, typically you will get into a kind of like a scramble if you notice that they're not behind you no more. But in this situation, I was like, he ain't behind me. You know what? I ain't gonna stress about it. And I kept going. So I feel like whoever this is for, you don't really need nobody no way. You're the kind of person where you literally you walk to the beat of your own drum. You are not the kind of person where you are following other people and you concerned with what this person doing, that person doing, and you got to be worried about. No, you're not worried about all that on a regular day. So why do you feel the need that you need to be worried about that just because it's your birthday? If anything, you for sure should be leading the pack. And okay, and I'm being reminded of times when I didn't have anybody to go out with. Nobody wanted to go out. Nobody wanted to step out with me. And I would step out by myself. And I had a blast, okay, until Houston started getting extremely dangerous. And then it wasn't fun for me to go out like that no more. But I just feel like for whoever this is for, God is saying that you don't need anybody to have a party. You don't need anybody to celebrate yourself. You don't need anybody to celebrate your birth. You don't need anybody to have a good time. And you for sure don't need to follow this person because they are not leading in the right direction. They are going the wrong way. Just like in a dream, I was in the right, correct lane, getting ready to turn and go to the destination. Meanwhile, he was in, and it makes sense now. It just clicked that I would be on the street with the train tracks because that's where the park is. The big park in Houston is on, I think that's Main Street or Fannin Street, whatever. But it's right next to the train tracks. Like, it's a train station literally right across from the park. So I was going the right way. And he's literally going a completely different direction. And it's just like, you don't need to follow them. They don't know where they're going. It's like they might know where they're going, but they deliberately going the wrong way. And this could be a situation where this person is deliberately living a life of sin. They may know the Bible from the front to the back. And they may know word for word for word. This could be somebody that had Bible study. Like, they may know it more than you. And still, yet and still, they insist on going the wrong way. And that's for somebody. And God is saying you don't need to follow them. There's no need for you to follow them. There's no need for you to be trying to go the way that they're going. You keep going the way that God is directing you to go. Carry on. At the end of this dream, when we get to the train tracks and there's a gym there, I feel like this part is representing like working out, like, and you know, when we work out, we are basically trying to better our bodies and better ourselves. And I just feel like this is improving yourself and getting closer to God and, you know, just trying to improve and be the best person you can be. But even as we were doing this, somebody said something. They weren't even directing it towards him. And he allowed it to bother him to such an extent to where he said that he was jealous and he was upset because of what they were saying that they had that he don't have. And I'm just saying that to say it could be a situation where this person, there are things that they need to work on. You know what I'm saying? But y'all have to separate in order for them to work on that. Because you can't, I like literally, before I relate this message to y'all, I was watching this video about how this lady was talking about the guy that she's dating and how wonderful he is. Okay, like how they were dating in college, they graduated, he went his way, she went her way. He went to school, he got himself, he got his job, he got himself together, and he called her at her job and asked her if she wanted to quit and move with him. And she said, yeah, because she didn't like her job. She didn't like working there. She didn't like the people she worked with. He sends her a ticket. He pays her bills so that she can get out of her lease. And and she go over there, and now she has the job that she always wanted, living the life that she always wanted. He said you don't have to work anymore if you don't want to. Figure out what you want to do, figure out what your passion is, what makes you happy. You good. Don't require her to cook, don't require her to clean. He just wants her there with him. And I just feel like and I'm gonna also add the biggest part of this, like, you know, the video was that she just sharing this with the world, saying that, you know, one day, you know, encouraging other women. There were so many men that were harassing her, complaining, and saying that she's lazy, and she's this, and she's that, and she's this, and she's that, and I would never. And it's just like, it just goes to show that if a man is not ready, you know, and I just feel like this is what God is saying. If somebody is not ready to be in a relationship, and they are not ready to truly love you the way you deserve to be loved, and they still need to go their own way and get themselves together, let them. And I just feel like that's where this part where he ended up separating, like we ended up separating from each other. I went my way, he went his way, but he eventually found himself back to me. For some of you, this person is going to find themselves back to you. For some of you, they not. For some of you, they may find themselves back to you, but they still not going to be ready, because as we were walking in this gym to carry on working on each other and working on ourselves and working together, he's getting offended by somebody that wasn't even talking to him. And I'm just saying this to say, you know, don't be in such a rush. Just because God tells you that you're intended to be with somebody does not mean that that person is ready. Because any man that is sitting around saying that he wants a traditional woman, but simultaneously he doesn't want their relationship to be traditional, is confused, and he is not ready. Okay? It don't make no sense. And I was dating somebody like that kept screaming that he wanted a traditional woman. He wanted a traditional woman. He wanted a traditional woman. And this man wanted me to work a job that paid less than the job I was doing, and the job I was doing made me happy. And I'm just saying this to say, like, you got to be careful about dating somebody that is literally not ready to be in a relationship. And it may hurt to let go. It may hurt to be separated from this person, but it is what it is. At least you are going in the direction you need to go. And if it's meant for y'all to be together, they're going to find their way back to you. But if it's not, then they not. And sometimes, you know, these counterfeit can do a turn back, okay, a turn around, and end up where you are, end up back to you, but they will show you signs and symbols to let you know they still not ready. They not ready, or they just simply are not right. Because you don't want to be with a man that's jealous of you, which is what a lot of people saying. A lot of these men that were saying all these negative things to this woman, they jealous. They're mad because her life is the way that it is, and it's not. And then their life isn't that way. And I'ma just be real. Some of these men want to be with men that will do that for them, and that's their business. That's their choice. But you know that like they shouldn't be trying to combat and fight and go against women because just because they want something that women have. And you know, I just feel like that has always been a danger I have seen with men that have that kind of lifestyle, and they have that kind of preference to where they try to intimidate women, and they try to kind of fight with women, and they want to compete with women. And you know, in reality, they are competing with someone that they will never be. They know they will never be, and it frustrates them. And in reality, regardless to what they do, how much makeup they wear, how many dresses, what clothes, whatever, they are still a man. And if they try to attack a woman, they will hurt her. But anywho, that's the message. God is saying, just because it's your birthday don't mean you got to act a complete fool, first of all. Second of all, you don't have to be going all out and doing all kind of crazy stuff. And it's not exactly the date yet. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like last year for my birthday, I didn't go out until the actual day of my birthday. Throughout the month, I celebrated online with you guys. And I was cool with that. I had a blast. I had fun. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, and that's what God is saying. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that you can't, you know, go out to eat every, like, you know, every once in a while, every week of the birthday month or whatever it is that you decide to do. But as far as going back to sin that God delivered you from, why would you do that? Don't do that. Going back to someone that, especially if they are not ready. Okay, because in this dream, he was not ready. In this dream, he just wasn't. And it is what it is. When it comes to whoever this person is, this relationship, this is someone you received a word from God that this is your person, and they are not seeming as though they are ready. They not ready. Okay, they seem as though they not ready because they not ready. And God does not want you chasing after them. God, because you chasing after them, if I would have tried to, first of all, make a U-turn to get to where he was going, I could have caused an accident. Second of all, I will be going the wrong way. There's no need for you to turn your car around to chase in behind them because they going the wrong. Let them carry on going the wrong way. Eventually, they will figure it out. But you are not obligated to show them and take them by the hand and hold their hand and say, look, you're going the wrong. You got to go this way. They're not a child. Now, if this is a child, that's a whole different story. I don't think children should even be worried about, concerned with this here. But if you are an adult and this person is an adult, there's no need for you to tap them on the shoulder and grab their hand and guide them the way that they need. They know where they're supposed to go. Just like in his dream, he knew where the park was. He knows what a park is. Okay, this is somebody that know where it is, regardless if he on foot, on the bus, on the train, or in a car. There's no need. Okay, we both used to natives. There's no need for me to try to call him on the phone. I couldn't call him on the phone, but it was no need for me to call him on the phone. Hey, you lost. Here, let me tell you which direction you. He know. This is somebody, they know where they supposed to go. They know how to get there. They don't need your help. And God said it don't make no sense for you to stress yourself out, stopping your car in the middle of traffic and swerving around and chasing them down. Let them carry on. They'll figure it out. And if they don't, oh well, too bad, too sad. It is what it is. And that's the message. 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 God is saying, you also should not make excuses for this person. Okay, I'm looking at where it says, whoever says to the guilty, you are innocent, will be cursed by peoples and denounced by nations. But it will go well with those who convict the guilty, and rich blessing will come on them. I'm thinking about this part, the part of the dream where he gets offended by somebody that wasn't even talking to him. Don't get to where you are coddling whoever this person is. And by coddling, I mean, like, if this person is basically, you know how he got offended. He got upset. He got mad because somebody said something and it wasn't even directed towards him. And, you know, I'm saying by you saying, defending them and saying, yeah, you shouldn't have said that. That's not nice. You're being mean. What are you doing? And They wasn't even talking about them. She was not talking about him. He took offense to something that had nothing to do with him. And I'm saying that to say, because this person will carry on doing wrong because they think that they right. And like, this is a situation, this person know. God said, let them figure it out. They know. They don't need you to do that. They already got a mama. They already got a daddy. They don't need you to be a parent to them. You are not their parent. And there are a lot of men in these in the millennial and the Gen Z that are confused with the difference between a wife and a parent. You don't need to be their mama. You don't need to be their mama. They have already been raised. If they over 18, there is no need for you to now be their mama. And you got to do everything for them. And you got to make sure this, that, and the third. And you got to have the little thing with all their medicines, and you got to make sure they go to the doctor, and you got to hold their hand, and you got to tell them it's time to get up for work, and you got to do all these. Baby, ain't no need for that. And there's nothing wrong with you doing it just because that's what you love to do. But why should you stress yourself out working a full-time job, taking care of kids, taking care of this man, cleaning up, cooking, all that? Like, that's too much. God said don't stress yourself out behind this, and then having to tell them when they are wrong and doing something. Like, I'm being reminded of an episode of The Simpsons where Marge was telling Homer not to drink at the work party because every time he drinks, he embarrasses himself, even though he didn't drink. But his friends put liquor in his drink, and he ended up acting a complete fool. He embarrassed her, and she said, I'm sick of this. Because why should you have to do all that? You should not have to direct a grown man to do what is common knowledge. I know me. I haven't been a contact. Like, I remember one time, 2 times, I have hung out with people I worked with, and I still didn't drink around them. I still wasn't like, I don't feel right doing that. I don't feel right doing it. And I just feel like, why should you connect the two? And anyways, that's the message. God said it's no reason that you should have to hold this person's hand and chase them down and knock stuff over and put out, you got to get pamphlets put together so that they can have the instructions on what they're supposed to do. They know what they're supposed to do. If they insist on going the wrong way, let them carry on. That was confirmation. Let them keep going. Either they going to get with it or they going to get lost. It is what it is. But it's no need in you getting lost with them. You keep going the way that God have for you. They'll figure it out. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.